Hi. I'm really unwell today, so please excuse my foul language. The fact that I'm smoking. No, it's not pleasant, it's not pretty, you don't want to see it, but I'm doing it anyways. There's been a tremendous amount of stress in my life for the past month, and I've been coping and doing very well. And then this weekend it got a little bit worse. I started getting very agitated because of something that I'm dealing with at the moment, which is going to be my topic. But anyways, I'm at the point where there's no coping left. I'm just about to fucking fall off the edge and go into nightmare psychosis land. I know it's coming, I feel it's coming, and I can't stop it. It's like standing in front of a train and your fucking feet are glued to the railroad tracks and you just can't get off. It's there, it's coming, and I can't do anything about it. And it petrifies me. My topic for today is the personality changes that come along with borderline personality disorder. I know, excuse me, I'm sorry. They're not as extreme as people with quote-unquote multiple personality disorders. We don't feel like we're separate people at separate times. It's just like different sides of us come out individually. I've mentioned before that things we like, feel, want, need change all the time. And on an interpersonal level, I've learned to embrace that. The style of makeup I like to wear changes. The type of clothes I like to wear changes. I have the most awkward closet you've ever seen. Type of music I like to listen to changes. Things I like to do in my free time changes. And I've tried to mesh those things together before, and I have figured out that that is impossible, literally. And I'm okay with that to an extent. Something I've talked to my shrink about a lot, especially over the summer when I was trying to mesh myself together. I really felt that I would be more whole and complete if I just meshed all the sides of me together, and I figured out that does not happen. One side always takes over. But for the most part, I've just learned to embrace it. Well, I'm just very diverse. But unfortunately, it doesn't just concern me. Sometimes it involves people in my life that I care about and who are important to me and who care about me, and that's when it becomes a nightmare. Because people have a hard time understanding why I like you today and you make me sick the next day. At this point in my therapy, I understand what's wrong with me. I know what's going on in my head. I know why it's going on. I take responsibility for that. I don't blame anybody else when I'm not feeling well. Under all the layers, there's something that you have said or done that makes me not like you right now, but it's still not your fault because it wasn't a big deal. It shouldn't have been a big deal, but to me it's a big deal because the average person, they have like this feeling scale right here where they're good and then they're happy and maybe they're angry and then they're sad. But with borderline personality disorder, you don't feel anything right here. It's way the fuck up here. And I can control my anger. I can cope with my depression to an extent. I can cope with my anxiety. But when it comes to just suddenly not liking something or someone, I really can't help that. I have not found a way to change that yet. And if you have found a way to change that and cope with that, make yourself feel something that you're not feeling, or stop feeling something that you shouldn't be feeling, or what the fuck ever, if you can change your state of mind about something, please let me know your secret, because I haven't figured that out yet. I'm hoping someday I'll find a way to, because I'm so tired of dealing with this. But literally, just the smallest things. It's called black and white thinking. You idolize somebody one day, and the next you just can't fucking stand them. And all I can do is accept responsibility, tell you it's not your fault, that it's something I'm just dealing with, and it'll go away. Unfortunately, I don't know when it's going to go away, and I don't know how bad it's going to get before it goes away. And it's just so hurtful for everybody involved, and I feel this huge sense of guilt for hurting people by pushing them away. And I've learned not to make big life changes because of what I'm feeling, because I know it's going to change eventually and everything will go back to normal and it'll be okay. But in the meantime, it's just not okay, and it's hurtful. And when I push people away who are close to me, I feel sad and depressed and lonely. I feel like you've abandoned me, even though you haven't. I'm the one pushing you away. That's just how I feel. But at the same time, trying to connect with you does not help. It just makes me feel worse. So if you're dealing with borderline personality disorder and you have these feelings and you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I must be the only person in the world who's this fucking crazy. You're really not. It's common. Pretty much everybody with borderline personality disorder deals with it. And if you're trying to explain these feelings to someone else and these changes and they just don't get it, show them this video so at least they know you're not the only one. You're not just being dramatic. You're not just trying to start something because you're not happy. You really just can't help the way you feel. The best that you can do is just explain, I understand it's not your fault, it's just my brain, I can't do anything about it. You can't make yourself like something that you just don't like. You can pretend for a little while that you like it, but when it comes right down to it, you just don't. I lost the flame on my cigarette because I'm talking 90 miles per hour. It's like trying to impress someone who, like spinach, and you're like, oh yeah, I love spinach, and they're like, oh great, because nobody else really likes spinach, so at least we have that in common, and you're like, yeah, but then you go down and eat a bowl of spinach with them, and you take a couple bites and you start to gag, and they're looking at you like, I thought you said you like spinach, and you're like, oh yeah I do, and you take a few more bites, and then you puke, because no matter what you say, you just really don't fucking like spinach, and you can't stomach to eat it. You can't help it. I can't make myself feel things that I'm not feeling. I've tried the whole fake it till you feel it thing before, and that just ends up worse, because not only am I feeling guilt and all these other anxieties, that I feel guilt for lying, even if I feel like maybe it's making you feel better. I can't not cope with internal guilt. Guilt is like my hugest, it's the biggest issue for me. So, yeah, that's it, I guess. Personality changes. Some of them we can embrace, and some of them will torment us until we find some magic way to control the way that we feel. We can control the way that we react to things. I can, but I can't control the way that I feel. And it makes my life super fucking stressful. So, until next time, take your meds.